Okay, go live. Mhm.
That'd be fine.
Yeah. So. Okay, we're a little after 6, so we're going to go ahead and get started here. And first off, if everyone rise and we'll do the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, we're going to rotate just a little bit tonight. First, we're going to consider the minutes from our previous meeting, kind of whip these out of the way first. Everybody have a chance to look at the minutes. I read through them there a little while ago at home yet. So any additions or corrections to those minutes?
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes as presented.
That's May 19th meeting that we had. So is there a second to that?
I'll
Okay. Jake seconded. So, okay. Jason moved, Jake seconded. All in favor, approving the minutes, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Minutes approved. Sheriff and Chief, come on up. We'll get you guys knocked out.
Thank you. So on the agenda, we have a new hire. We just approved a Remington deputy policeman down there who actually has 2 years experience, has ILEA. And they're concerned about losing him with the SB1 changes that are coming. So he's been looking for employment. And so he agreed to a tentative offer of employment start July 1. And this would be for a data center. Now he's already trained on all our software and all that kind of stuff. But since he has 2 years and now into his third year, we'd like to start him at a third-year salary. That's why I come tonight for him, which is $62,874. And that's the first thing I'd like to ask for tonight.
Okay. And we will be doing an additional in July. Any of these purchases of the vehicles or the equipment for that project up there, and up to 3 officers that in the process of hiring will be coming out of the EDA payments line instead of the sheriff's budget wise.
So what we did was on that is we've submitted our expenses to the auditor, and for that additional that we'll have to do. However, we still have that 4th SRO line item in our budget, so we can take off with that. It's more than enough to get through the end of the year. So one of those 3 officers is covered this year, which would be that individual. We've waited. I mean, we're in the process of hiring 2 others. And so that'll be down the road. I mean, it could be a month and a half, once we get through all that. So, so that might come more into play with that.
So next month we'll consider, I'll get together with them and we'll look at all the expenses for the vehicle and the equipment and stuff that we definitely need to do, and probably go ahead and put in place the 2 officers that would still be coming out of that other fund then. So any questions on the hire for the, and also to update a little bit on that, well, after discussion at Wheatfield the other night, Chief Napier reached out to the state police also, and they are more than willing to spend a little time and bring their what do you call their unit that checks the trucks and so
semi-truck accident, or large truck accident involving either injury or death, come and investigate. It's a federal type.
So they're not going to spend a lot of time there, but they're going to come up and assist up in the Wheatfield area to kind of keep things under control with the, it's came to life pretty quick because they've allowed them to stockpile there's no groundwork being done yet, basically, but they're stockpiling a lot of stone and different aggregates. And so there's been a lot of truck traffic. It's already picked up there. So any questions on the officer? Anyone want to make a motion to approve the pay for that Remington officer that we've hired?
Sure. Sheriff, is this even on?
Yeah.
It looks
Yeah.
like you're on.
Not working.
It doesn't sound like it's really working.
But none of them are microphone.
So you got a place to drop them in
Yes.
on the salary, year wise and this and that? Is that
Yeah,
what you think?
so, I mean, the SR, if you're, there we go.
There we got
go. All right. Let's just stand back a little bit.
Yeah,
Yeah, so the SRO, if that's what you're talking about, that particular salary ordinances would cover him
okay,
with some to spare. So and we have plenty in there. I think we ended up with, right now, I think there's somewhere around 60,
okay.
and he'll start out at 62,874. So,
Yeah, and it was for more than a 6-month period, and
well, yeah, that's a
he'll
full
be
year.
for 6 months.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
Mhm.
so,
But
I'll make the motion.
I'll
okay,
support.
all right. Been moved and seconded to plug the officer in to pay for at the year 3 level. Any other discussion on that? All in favor, say aye. All opposed? That is a lot louder than what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mhm. Don't feel like I'm talking to myself now.
I also, I gave a agreement to sign. I don't, if you have that signed or not. I know they wanted it pretty quickly, so we still have to have the mayor board sign it myself, but
Yep.
or at least the president of the council, president of the mayor board. And
Yeah,
they'll-
I'll just pass this down to Steve for sign it, but this is just the amendment to the retirement plan from when we extended from 20 years to 25 years. So they just added this section 2 back here where an additional 2% of the participant's final monthly average salary multiplied by the participant's years of credit in excess of 20 years up to an additional 5 years.
Was glad to be able to get that through for you. So.
We are too. We sincerely appreciate that very much. So.
Okay.
And the last thing I have on the agenda. Security cameras. Commissioners have approved those. Cameras, Judge Waddle was in and presented those. And she asked me to convey this to you as far as that's been approved by the commissioners, and they're ready to pursue that camera quote that they have. I couldn't tell you what the quote is now. I'm thinking it's somewhere in the 30,000.
39.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And so she asked me to bring that up and ask you about it.
Yeah, we're on the agenda for an additional. Craig?
Am I going in on the third on this comment?
Yeah.
Part of that conversation was, the original plan was to put those on all 4 corners of the courthouse, on the courthouse. In that conversation, we talked about putting them on the lamp posts that surround the sidewalk. The issue is the 2 lamp posts on the south side of the sidewalk are the old repurposed ones from the city of Rensselaer, and they're not big enough to accept the conduit that'll have to go up inside of them to house the wiring for the cameras. Also, both fixtures are broken nose. The lights are just laying in them, and there's no parts available for them anymore. Kevin Moore with Moore Electric has been servicing them. It was his recommendation that if we wanted to do that, and he thought that was a much cheaper installation than on the courthouse also, that we replace those 2 lamps in the back to match the ones in the front or as close as we possibly can. In talking to the city of Rensselaer Electric Department, Kevin had gotten with them because they had sourced the first 2 and gave them the information of where they were from. 10 to 12 weeks delivery is what he's telling me those 2 were. And they're about $10,000 to $15,000 a piece. So I know we don't have that extra right now. So if that's something you want to include in the cameras as part of that budget, just passing that on.
Can we change the amount to include that, or?
I don't think we can right now.
30,000 extra.
It's
Yeah.
So additional 30,000?
Just that we covered. From what he
30,000.
was telling me.
I don't think we can increase that amount. It has to be advertised.
Yeah, we,
Yeah, I don't know whether we can increase that tonight or we'd have to advertise. That's what I thought. We'll act on the 39,455 and then, consider the other as an additional
absolutely.
next meeting. So.
We'll pass it along.
We can
So-
decrease the amount. We can't
Did,
increase.
did you want the copy that was signed on that or what? do I do with
Yes.
it?
Okay.
Mhm.
your choice.
Andy, come on up. We'll get you knocked up.
Thank you.
Were you done?
I am done. Thank you.
Thank you, Pat.
Thanks, Sharon.
Mhm. You're on.
Just wanted to give you guys a little update that since we're halfway through the year, I'm not going to go through the whole thing. It's just that like autopsy, we started at 75,000. We still have 43 left in it. So we're about halfway of that. We did ask for additional on the telephone. You guys gave us that, so we're covered with that. But just everything is going fairly well. I'm here not to ask for anything, just to let you know that when I asked the commissioners about moving Teresa into a full-time thing, we're going to talk about that come budget time, I guess. We've got some things that need to be looked at. I talked to Gary a little bit about it, so it's just things are going well as far as we're trying to hold everything at where it's at, but we've had 40 calls already so far, which you guys know because I send that out to you guys so that you guys are abreast about what's going on. So for the most part, I just wanted to make sure that you guys didn't have any questions, and then I'll let you get on with your meeting.
Any questions for Andy?
And how many of those 40 this year have been autopsies?
Oh, I would say probably just a third, maybe a little over. We've had some crazy incidences this year. So we started out with 75,000 and we've spent $31,550. So you can divide that out by 3,300. 3,300 for that. So that's about a fourth.
31,000 so far.
Yeah, 31,550 is what we've spent so far to date. That's our reflection of outgoing, because the county's reflection won't go through until the next following release from the auditor's office. So because they operate a little bit behind, I try to keep an idea about where we're at in case I have to ask for more or something. So we're still sitting at 43,450 still in autopsy. So toxicology, we started out with 10,000. We spent 3,263 on it so far. So we're in pretty fair shape so far. All right.
Thank you.
Thanks, Andy.
Thank you, Andy. Mhm. Jacob, saw you come in there a while ago. We'll get you knocked out and then we'll go back up.
You guys, apologize. I just came from volleyball practice, so not mine, because I'm old, but the assistant coach here at Rensselaer. So apologize for my apparel.
You're fine.
But wanted to have a chance to chat with you guys. I was looking at increasing the salary position for Luis, which I believe is the first salary. It might be second. Just trying to go by where people sat.
See the
So,
second deputy?
yeah. Yes. Yeah, because first is Joe for his stipend, and then so anyway, second deputy, which I believe is 83. I think it's 83 this year. I'm not asking to necessarily to amend the budget. What I want to do is create an additional out of diversion and deferral fund. So it wouldn't be any taxpayer money. It's solely money that is in the diversion and deferral fund. I think currently our other big expense that comes out of diversion and deferral fund is that we pay for half of the victim assistant slash traffic clerk out of that position. And currently they're sitting about $270,000 in that. So I can use that to supplement some things like this additional $10,000. Other things that I use that money for, we pay for some tools that our investigator uses. He has access to Clear through the sheriff's department, but the sheriff's department has kind of all of their licenses used. So we pay for that one out of there as well, and a few other things. So I'm asking to get from again, diversion deferral fund, which is not taxpayer money.
You want to increase its 10,000?
Yes.
And then you'll do that each year then, or that's just to get through this year?
Well, ideally through this year. I know that when we talked about budgets last year, I had said, hey, based upon kind of the workload and different things that I'm pushing off onto Luis, I asked for maybe a little bit more to consider a raise, giving him some additional responsibilities. I know that previously, one of the deputy positions, you guys are familiar, that I took some money out of 4D incentive fund, child support funds. But as far as the expertise when it comes to child support, I think there's somebody else that's better suited to do that in my office. It just happens that it's my chief deputy, Joe, who I can't give additional money to. So, and rather than being tied into, I have to make a person do a certain amount of time or work in one specific area, diversion deferral funds allows me to allow a person to do any of the work and not make some of that work specifically tied to a fund. So that's why I'm asking again for that to come out of diversion deferral fund. If I need to continue to supplement it from there, we're in a decent position. I think that we still bring in enough in that each year that we'd be able to cover that.
What's the fund number on that? Do you know? Is
Pre-trial diversion?
is it pre-trial? Yeah, okay. 1180.
1182.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
And realistically, that would be 5,000 then from if we did it. With 6 months being July to the end of the year. It would be 10 for next calendar year.
So 5,000 to finish out the year.
It'd
and
essentially be
to make
5
it-
this year, yeah, and then kind of.
I think Scott asked this, me, I wasn't paying attention. Are you intending on doing this again next year? I think he asked that question.
Depends on how budgets, I guess, go. I'd like to be able to move it into that, but I think because obviously depending upon how that goes, the number would change. And so, there's a difference between doing 1,000 this year and then, in 5, 10 years, I'm doing 15, 18, 20,000 out of there. That's not as sustainable. If I just had to do 10 out of there each year, that I understand and we can work with. That's not an issue. Like I say, I think that we bring in enough in that fund to cover it. Since I've been here, that fund has increased, and we even a couple of years ago, gosh, maybe it's been 4, 5 years ago now, we took about $30,000 out of that to buy a vehicle for the investigator, and still we're up.
So this is based on like this year's workload that he's had to absorb, or is it? I mean, I'm trying to get to is this going to be an ask every year, or is this just based on this year alone right now?
This would be continuing. So basically the way that we've adjusted some of the things, basically he is handling as far as trial work, all the misdemeanors and level 6s, along with the newest deputy, the 4th deputy, which we run about, last year, around 500, maybe a little over 500 misdemeanors, based upon kind of that caseload allocation requirement that we talked about at budget time, that the misdemeanors by themselves come out to about a 1.125, 1.3 attorneys in order to just handle all of the misdemeanors themselves. So you add in the level 6 felonies and things. And so based upon the way that we've allocated it to allow some of the other people to focus on a little bit more of the major felonies, it works out that I think it's an appropriate ask.
Yeah, to bring next meeting, right?
It wasn't advertised. I don't know if we can,
Have to be advertised, don't it?
It's just a transfer.
just a transfer.
Transfer.
Okay, so it can be considered tonight. Up for discussion, guys. What's your thoughts?
There's 300,000 in that account. I'll make a motion to approve.
Okay, so I guess my thought is that you're.
Let's, you made a motion on it.
I made a motion.
Let's get a second, then
Sorry.
we get a second on it.
I'll make the second.
Okay, got a second on it. And now we can discuss.
Okay. So you want to pull 10,000 out of this deferral fund?
Yep.
Right? Okay, so, I guess my theory is I'd be okay with it as long as we're not committing to that being the salary out of the taxpayer fund next year. I mean, if you're going to do that out of this fund again next year, I guess that would be okay.
Yeah, that's certainly a discussion I'm willing to engage in. I'm not trying to push it off on the council and say that you guys are bound to this. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it would change the salary by 10,000, but only end up spending 5,000 out of it.
That's not-
Right. Understand.
So based on your workload, Jacob, is it, are your attorneys, are your deputy prosecutors, are they doing more? I kind of understand how with the misdemeanors and the felonies and how those count for points. And are you seeing an increase based on what you have currently staffed? In other words, are they all at 1.3 or 1.2 or?
So the way that, and it doesn't entirely work out that, I guess, super neat as opposed to say, oh, you're doing when it comes to trials and things, I'm having Luis and Taylor, who's the newest deputy, handling trials for generally misdemeanors and the level 6 felonies. But the way that the court call runs, they just run everything together. And so it doesn't make sense to be like, well, you handle the misdemeanor, so you have to go. And then you're handling this case, so you have to go. I'd end up sending all 5 of us over to court if I did it that way. So it's not necessarily a neat comparison, but when we did the case allocation or the caseload requirements and compared it to the public defender requirements, we were at a need of 5.65, I think, full-time attorneys in the office. And so now we're at 5. So we're sitting in a much more comfortable place than we were last year.
Okay. Thank you.
Any other questions or discussion on that? We've got a motion moved and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Thank you, Jacob.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks.
All right, now we're going to move back up to the top of the agenda. First up, we'll have a resolution approving real property tax abatement with respect to investments made by Amazon Data Services. We're going to go comments from Amazon representative.
Good evening, Councilman. I'm Scott Eckhart, Principal Economic Development at AWS. Just want to take a minute here to express my appreciation for the collaboration throughout this whole process. We've worked closely with a few council members along with the commissioners, county council, and outside counsel here, Rick Hall, to really build these agreements and structure these in a way that it's a win-win for both AWS and the Jasper County community. So Rick's going to present kind of the breakdown of the agreements and what's in them and the details there. So that's going to really show you what's there. But I just want to cover high level. We're really excited about the $7 billion investment that we're going to put in here. 250 jobs is what we're expecting to be the low end. We hope to get that much higher than that. That'll create long-term permanent jobs. These aren't just short-term construction jobs I'm talking about here. These are the long-term ones that will be in the community once these data centers are operational. And then we look forward to just being a good long-term partner here in Jasper County and partner in ways throughout the communities to make this a really strong community for both our workers and everyone in the community. So once again, just want to thank you for your time, engagement, and thoughtful work that went into this and getting us to this point. And I'll turn it to Rick. And if there's other questions later on, happy to answer questions.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Scott. And now Rick Hall, give a presentation on this abatement proposal.
Can you hear me?
No, it's not on yet, I don't think.
Gotta hold it.
There you go.
There you go.
Now you're on.
Now you can. All right. My name's Rick Hall. I'm from the law firm of Barnes and Thornburg, and I represent the county on this special project. And I've worked with Eric and the commissioners and Sarah with Amazon to come up with some agreements regarding the project that benefit the county. I'm going to go through these three agreements, although the first one that we're going to talk about does not have to be approved by the council, but I think it's important for the context of your other incentives that you're going to have up for consideration. When the commissioners and others approached the project, they wanted to make sure of a couple things. One was, to the extent that there were expenses and costs imposed upon the county, wanted to make sure that those were going to be able to be paid for by Amazon, so that other parts of the county budget were not sacrificed in order to accommodate this project. And in fact, as you'll see as I outline, it's just the opposite. Not only are these costs related to certain county expenses and infrastructure accounted for in the agreements, but they actually bolster the infrastructure and strengthen the county as a whole. So you'll find that's going to be in the community enhancement agreement that I'll go through that really address that component of the project. Then you have two other agreements that are both up for consideration by the council this evening. The first is a real property tax exemption agreement. This would provide real property tax abatement on the buildings that are constructed as part of the project. The term of that abatement would be for 10 years, and there's going to be some payments coming back to the county that I'll outline here shortly. Then the second agreement relates to personal property tax abatement for enterprise technology equipment, which is particular to data centers. So as I mentioned already, the community enhancement agreement provides certain commitments from Amazon that allows for the improvement of the county's infrastructure, and as well as services that will be needed as a result of the project. The county agrees then to cooperate with the developer throughout the construction of the project. When I go through these numbers here shortly, it contemplates that there's going to be 13 data center buildings, or a shell as we like to refer to them, each with 280,000 square feet. Now, there's no commitment on the part of Amazon to build out all 13 buildings, but the numbers do have some minimums related to building out at least 7 buildings that we'll get to. But that's just what's contemplated from their perspective, the 13 buildings. So what are the services that are going to be needed as a result of this project, and how can we make sure that the county budget does not suffer as a result of that, and in fact has additional money to upgrade those services?
So in the community enhancement agreement, there's provision for EMS support, $5 million in total, 2.5 million comes up front, and then the remainder as these buildings come on. With the idea being that just the presence of the project alone is going to cause a certain level of cost and need for services, but that as it expands, then there'll be even greater need. So you'll see with several of these, there's an upfront payment and then a payment over time as the project expands. Same concept with fire support, 4.92 million total, 2.96 million of that is upfront and the remainder is paid over the course of the entire project. Sheriff services are also going to be needed. As you can see in your presentation, it's going to be $2.5 million that's provided by Amazon and $1.5 million within 90 days commencement of rough grading, and then $1 million when the certificate occupancy comes for the fourth shell. Also considered when discussing these matters with Amazon were what improvements could be made to the schools. And there's a total of $800,000 that Amazon will pay to the schools, $200,000 to each of the 4 high schools, and then $100,000 for the library also. There's other infrastructure that has to be completed to support the project. And as you can see, there's outlined on your presentation, $4.9 million for utility and other improvements. There's $5.2 million for road maintenance and personnel. And then there's $25 million for water and sewer infrastructure improvements serving Wheatfield. And this was a very important issue from the commissioner's perspective, in that they saw that this project was an opportunity to really upgrade the sewer and water utility infrastructure in the Wheatfield area with no cost to the citizens of Wheatfield or the ratepayers, and without the need to issue debt. So as you see there would be $1 million paid by the end of the year. This would allow for the payment of engineering expenses to design the system and improvements that are necessary to provide the service. And then in 2027, there'd be another $22 million to provide, to actually pay the construction costs for that. There's also professional services that are going to be needed as a result of the project, particularly because of the just the size of the project. The county does not have on hand personnel to really manage a project of this size in terms of the roads, et cetera. So there's also in the agreement, it's provided for $5 million, which will allow for engineering and other professional fees to actually implement the project. Again, with the whole intention of the city not being financially burdened by the presence of the project or implementing it. There are some non-financial terms in the community enhancement agreement. They're going to purchase all the traffic signage. I think notably, they're going to reserve a 250-acre portion of the project site as a nature preserve. And they're going to enter into a road use agreement like you've seen on your other major projects. So that is the community enhancement agreement. As I said earlier, that's not before you, but for approval, but the commissioners did approve that community enhancement agreement. And as you can see, it's part of the overall relationship between the company and the county. So I wanted you to be aware of that as you consider the requested incentives in the other 2 agreements. As mentioned earlier, there's a request for a 10-year real property tax abatement, and that would be for 100% of the amount of taxes. The company would make a community impact payment back to the county in the amount of $515,000 per shell for the life of the abatement, so the 10-year abatement. So if you look at having 13 buildings and 10 years of abatement and $515,000 for each building. The total of that comes up to just short of $67 million in community impact payments to be made to the county over the 10-year abatement period. And that will extend beyond 10 years because keep in mind, each building will be on a 10-year track to have their taxes, its taxes forgiven. And they won't all start at once. As they come online.
It's gonna be hard to keep track.
Another key incentive, and this is before you for consideration, is 100% tax abatement for 35 years on the enterprise information technology equipment. So this implements an incentive that was put in place by the state legislature several years ago when it made the policy decision that it wanted to attract data centers to Indiana. And as a result of this incentive, we've seen a lot of activity in the state. And it is a specific important request from Amazon that this incentive be provided. They're also willing to make community impact payments back to the county under this agreement as well. And they would be for $1.25 million per shell for the 35-year life of the exemption. In addition to those that are related to the buildings themselves, the annual payments, there's $45 million that will come in 3 payments that we anticipate being in 26, 27, and 28. So when you put together the annual payments, they're $568.75 million, and then another 45 on the 3 payments. Again, this assumes a full build out of the project with 13 buildings. So summarizing all that, we had the $53.4 million under the community enhancement agreement, real property just short of $67 million. And then the personal property exemption would be another $613.75 million. So the total of that would be $734,120,000. Now, again, this provides for full build out. We also have some provisions that have in the agreement that provide for a minimum term and payments. So when you look at that, it's still in the $300 million range that the county is committed to receive from Amazon as a result of the project. I'd be happy to answer any questions about the terms of the relationship with Amazon before Eric goes into the resolutions and the agreements themselves.
Hey, questions for Rick?
Rick, the guaranteed portion or that guaranteed term is 10 years. Is that right?
That's right.
Okay. That is on the real and the enterprise.
Correct.
Okay.
This is the first time this has been done, Mr. Hall, as far as you know.
I would defer to Amazon on that question. To my knowledge, it's the first time in Indiana.
So what is the guaranteed amount in that 10 years then?
I knew you were going to ask me that. I haven't done that. I think it's 320 million. If you'll give me a minute, I'll do the math. So it's all the real property and it's all the community enhancement
Right.
payments. So that's you have those 2 numbers, and then it's the $45 million that are the separate 3 payments under the exemption agreement. And then let me do the math on the buildings for 10 years.
What it was roughly 3, was it
I think 320 or something is what
Around 320.
320?
yeah.
I won't make a lawyer do math, don't worry.
But,
Yeah.
Should we do?
But I do think that's important because, once this starts, the community's all in on this, and we wouldn't want to see things change such that there wasn't real material value provided to the community.
So what's the timing on the build out? So do we know what the timing on the build out's going to be?
You want to address
I
that?
mean, is that,
3 years.
I mean, if part of the guarantee is 1.25 and then the 515 per building, then you've got to have, in order to get the 320 number, you have to have there has to be a guideline, right? As far as when those buildings come on.
I think
I know there's a minimum number of buildings that they have to have. I think
Seven,
it's
seven.
7
Yes.
by the year 32. Is that right? Is that what I read?
Yes.
but their anticipation, I don't speak for them, but the comment, anticipation of a 3-year period to basically have them constructed, but not guaranteed. Did I
Right.
state that right? Okay, Scott? You're on.
Oh, good. Yeah, so build will be 27, 28, 29 is anticipated, that 3-year kind of run there. But the agreement says by 2032,
Right.
we have to get things done.
Mhm.
So
Any
what-
other questions for?
So when you talk about a minimum, what it's trying to address is that if 2 years from now, the economy changes, their business plan changes or whatever, that they don't need to build 13 buildings,
Mm-hmm.
then we would still have payments based on the 7 billion buildings. And that's how we end up with the 320 million.
Yeah, so in that scenario, so 7 buildings times the 1.25, that gets you whatever that number is, 8.75, I believe. So like if we only build 7 and that number doesn't get above, or only build 4, for example, we only build 4, we got to get above 8.75. So if that's full taxes, that's what that would be. So.
And just so I understand the 10-year, and I think maybe a little bit to Gary's point, that's a 10-year per shell guarantee. So it's a rolling.
It's 10 years from the term of the agreement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So some of them actually will be 12 years from today, but it would be 10 years
don't
of
think
that
so.
building shells life. No, it would just
No,
I think
10 years
it's,
from today.
they
I think the cutoff date is 2036, right, on this 10-year? I mean, it's
We need to get Eric a microphone.
it's the stopping point.
There's one over here.
The way the mechanics worked out is that Amazon really has a principle where they will not pay in an agreement money back to the company or to the county that is an amount in excess of what they benefit from with the tax incentive and the exemption, which the upfront payments to the county allowed for Amazon to calculate that they don't really come close to breaking even with their projections until around year 10. And so the guarantee that works out is that Amazon will have the right, if they so choose, to terminate the agreement, but that won't be until 10 years after the effective date. So, and also in that termination clause, that they would be responsible for any payments that are due and owing in the year that they exercise their right to terminate. So in effect, any amount that is due under the agreement based upon the progress in the shell completion through December 31, 2036 would be in effect guaranteed with protections on the first 15 years for a change of law in the event that something happens down south that would affect the party's interests under this. So the 7 shell concept, I believe, is in 2032. If Amazon has not built 7 shells, then they will pay up to the value of 7 shells. So, for example, if they build 3 shells, but the value of the exemption is such that it's worth 7 shells worth of exemption, then they'll pay that 7 shell value of the 1.25 million per 7 shells. So the 7 shell amount is a ceiling, but it allows the amount per shell to be higher if they construct less than 7 shells. And so that was a compromise that worked out for both sides.
But just so I'm clear, we're guaranteed $320 million.
correct.
I think it's important to note too, even after the termination period, that 10-year window, if we elect to terminate, we will still owe full taxes. We don't get to escape the taxes.
Right.
So I
It
think
would
that's a
refer back
very
to the
important-
tax rolls.
Exactly
Right.
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 Yep.
Mhm. Okay. Any other questions for Eric or Rick or Scott, any of them before we, and we've, had our public hearing at our last meeting. So been informed that we do not really have to allow public comments. We are going to allow public comments this evening. And since our last meeting, we've had I've done a little composing and the Jasper County Policy for Public Meetings, Commissioners Council, Plan Commission, BZA. Any individual wanting to speak at a public hearing or give public comment at the end of a meeting must register with their name, address, and telephone number before speaking or giving public comment. Speakers must state their name prior to giving the comments. However, if their address is stated, written, they do not have to state their address on the record verbally. Public joining a Zoom meeting format will have their microphone muted to speak at a public hearing or give public comment at the end of the meeting. Via Zoom, individuals will be required to send by private message their name, address, and telephone number in order to be recognized. Upon being recognized and their microphone being unmuted, Zoom recognized registered speaker will be required to first state their name prior to giving comment. The address and telephone number of said speaker will have already been on record by the format above prior to speaking. All registered speakers via Zoom will be required to have their cameras on to be visible to the public meeting. All speakers in person and on Zoom will be limited to a 3-minute time frame. So that's
Just for clarification, the public hearing was on the ERA that we had last meeting. We don't have public hearings on abatements. You are allowing a time for public comment.
we're allowing
You're saying?
public comment on
Yeah.
this, but we did table. These were proposed last time and we tabled it until this meeting. So at this time, I believe we'll open it up for comments and I think we got a couple signed up there. Brianne, you want to start us off?
Sure. I'm Brianne Hooker, here representing myself, but also the donors of Jasper County. Couple of things. Wanted to give a shout out to Jasper County Economic Development with my 3 minutes. If you'd like to have coffee and I can share about how great a partnership we have with an economic development entity that's a separate 501c3 from the county. Unlike my counterparts in Newton County, I would love to share with you how this works way better and the things that we're able to accomplish having economic development be a 501c3 in our community and how that allows the foundation to be able to use their money more widely than we would be able to. So we'll talk about that later. Just brief comments this evening. In the late 1960s, both Norway and the United Kingdom discovered enormous oil reserves in the North Sea. Both received a once-in-a-generation opportunity. The difference is what they chose to do with it. The United Kingdom largely spent its new wealth in the short term, and Norway invested significantly into a permanent trust fund for future generations. Today, that fund is worth more than $1 trillion and continues to create opportunities decades after the oil was discovered. I believe this story is important because it matters to where Jasper County and this opportunity that we have before us. Rural communities have very few ways to significantly grow their tax base. We are not becoming a major urban center. We are not attracting thousands of new residents. In many ways, that's exactly why we choose to live here. We value our small towns and our farmland and our sense of community and our quality of life. What makes this opportunity unique is that it allows us to strengthen our community without sacrificing. We can remain rural while gaining resources that most rural communities never have access to. The question before us is not simply how much money this project may generate. The question is whether we have the vision to convert a temporary opportunity into a permanent legacy. That's why I think we should consider a significant portion of any community funding would be placed into a permanent endowment, a community trust fund, if you will, at the Jasper Newton Foundation. An endowment fund creates a lasting resource for the community, generating support year after year for local priorities while preserving the principle for future generations. A fund like this at JNF would outlast politics, elected officials. It avoids pet projects, bad leadership, and keeps the community empowered. It would keep the money with the community. I've done some preliminary math, and with the sufficient investment, such a fund could immediately replace approximately $550,000 in annual quality of life grants that are currently being funded on the commissioner's budget, returning those dollars to the county budget for infrastructure investment, which is what tax dollars should be doing. Most communities spend decades trying to build a permanent resource like this, and we have an opportunity to create one now. This is more than an economic development project. It's a chance to create lasting wealth, preserve our rural way of life, and provide future generations with the opportunities that rural communities are too often denied. Yes. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Bree. Sarah, you want to speak? Mhm.
Okay, Jasper, Sarah DeYoung with Jasper County Economic Development, 104 West Washington Street, Rensselaer, Indiana. So thank you for allowing me the time to speak. I'll keep it brief. We spoke at the commissioner meeting as well, but these agreements represent far more than a development project. They represent a substantial investment in the future of Jasper County and provide resources that can help address needs that have existed for decades. At the same time, it is important to recognize that a project of this scale is transformative. Growth of this magnitude brings opportunities, but it also brings challenges. Increased demands on infrastructure, public services, and local government are real considerations that must be planned for and managed responsibly. What I appreciate about these terms is that they reflect an effort by county officials, and county officials have been exceptional to work with. As far as my colleagues in other counties, they are not as fortunate as myself to have people that are asking questions, doing their due diligence, and really strongly considering what is best for the future of the county. So I truly appreciate that, and you should know that. Throughout this process, you've worked to maximize the benefits of the county while remaining conscious of community needs, long-term planning, and protecting the interests of local taxpayers. No agreement can eliminate every future challenge, but these commitments provide Jasper County with resources, flexibility, and tools to proactively address these challenges rather than simply react. I would like to thank the commissioners, county council, legal counsel, county staff, consultants, and AWS representatives for the tremendous amount of time and effort invested in reaching this point. Thank you.
Thank you, Sarah.
Thanks, Sarah.
Mary Ann Malin.
So you have my address.
Yep.
I brought my computer because I forgot to bring my printout. So, thank you. Besides the fact that NIPSCO and Amazon have displayed a complete lack of respect for my Jasper County government by starting on projects without permission, unsigned contracts, 9 unsigned commitments, increasing the number of buildings from 9 to 13. That was, the agreement was 9. Was there a new agreement for 13? Just one. So approvals before the release of the water study, NIPSCO deceived Jasper County Planning Board by not disclosing their intended use of the peaker unit for data centers prior to rezoning from A2 to I2. So it is not just coincidental that Blackstone purchased 19.9% of NIPSCO in January 2024. That was in the incremental implementation of their long-term data centers plans began with NIPSCO requesting rezoning from A2 to I2. Blackstone is a major global infrastructure investor. They invested in NIPSCO specifically to support large load customers like data centers during the AI boom. So the investment included commitments for ongoing capital needs, like new gas plants and transmission to serve hyperscale data centers. So Blackstone's involvement provides NIPSCO with capital and expertise to rapidly scale power generations for tech giants like Amazon. The rezoning and project announcements followed closely after the investment closed, which is logical timing for executing on the strategy Blackstone funded. So the incremental implementation is a deliberate standard project strategy here, breaking the massive data center and power plant development into manageable phases. Not informing us though. So Blackstone's 19.9% stake in 2024 gave NIPSCO the financial backing to pursue aggressive data center related generation projects aligning with the rezoning and development timeline in Jasper County. So the people are looking at another corporate technocratic project that socializes the cost while privatizing the profits, just like Google and Amazon were. So we, the people, will pay the cost in lost tax revenue at both the state and county levels, lost farmland, higher traffic, polluted air, polluted water, 24/7 noise interrupting enjoyment of property, increased surveillance, while stockholders like Blackstone and NiSource reap the financial rewards. So the promised jobs will not come to fruition because they will be replaced by the very AI the data center is intended to facilitate. So how is this any different from the corporations right-sizing, increasing their profits by having their employees train the lower cost workers who would eventually replace them? So this data center is part of a long-running financial and technocratic centralization process. Everyday citizens subsidize the infrastructure that enables greater corporate and government control over behavior of the people, wealth concentration, erosion of local sovereignty. So remember, in January 2019, JCEDO demanded
Okay,
reducing
see
the
that.
role of
Thank
the
you.
planning board to an advisory role. So there needs to be more forthcoming here. Thank you.
Thank you. Do we have anyone on Zoom that's requested to be recognized?
Just come forward then.
You'll have to sign and.
Okay.
Mhm. Mhm.
My name is Stephanie Johnson. I live at the north end of the county. Was not expecting to have the opportunity to speak today, so thank you. I spent 20 years of my life in the utility industry, so I just have a question based on that experience. If this is considered an infrastructure project, like other infrastructure projects we've had in the county, I wondered if there's a decommissioning agreement that has to be pursued, like the wind turbines and the solar arrays. We have an ordinance that says there's decommissioning. Just wondered if that was appropriate for this project as well.
We'll address any questions after your 3 minutes.
That's fine.
So go if.
And another comment, just wondered how much of the school district at the north end of the county would benefit from any of these funds. So far, I haven't seen the KV school district in any of the slides as being a direct benefit of any of the funds. And then third, if the Wheatfield Fire Department would have to build another firehouse and buy trucks and all of that, I'm not sure that $5 million would cover that. So there's my comments for your consideration. Thank you.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you. You say there was nobody on line there? Okay. All right. Reen, you want to address any comments that?
Ken, Greg and Brian here, Greg can tag team with me if we need to. My understanding on the topic of decommissioning was not necessarily a topic because Amazon is, I believe their intent is to own the property. So it's going to be their facility, whereas solar panels and wind farms are on, or turbines are on other people's property that eventually need to be removed. So if and when they get to decommissioning. At least that was my understanding, is why that was not necessarily a high topic of discussion. The initial payment to the 4 high schools in the county would be $200,000 each to help establish curriculum. And it's been my understanding, which Scott can talk about it if he wants to, that once they get established in a community, they do ongoing engagement with the schools on their own, independent of any county involvement, because, you know, they're looking to establish training and potential workforce that's younger than all of us. So I think the 800,000 was to go evenly divided amongst KV, DeMont Christian, Rensselaer, Tri-County. What was the other question you maybe? Stephanie? Oh, 5 million. So we understand that to your point, may not be enough, but it'll help us get
up and running, and we're doing a fire service study where we're trying to find out if we're going to have to start infusing some paid shifts to cover where our volunteers are starting to eventually age out. So we have flexibility in a lot of this funding so that if we find we don't need as much in a particular area, we would have the ability to move some of that to other needs as those would arise. So that is one of the benefits also to you guys. We picked the general categories where we wanted to use this money, but Amazon's not telling us how to use it. That's our own decision internally between commissioners and you guys. And as you know, next steps would be determining what our investment strategies are going to be and what the endowment priorities could be. That's going to be our next challenge as we're getting some of these chunks of money that I never envisioned during my time on the council that we would ever have an opportunity to receive. So I do think that's extremely critical. And as we've talked as commissioners and we've talked amongst ourselves and with some of the council, that is a process that we need to try to work through in front of the public as far as how we're going to invest this money and what the priorities are. We could establish probably multiple endowment funds to cover. And I know kind of what Bree touched on. For example, I know, we've used money for early childhood education, excuse me, and other needs that aren't necessarily to your point, as you guys have pointed out, not necessarily our responsibility, but they do carry benefits within the county. Now you're able to potentially fund some of those needs from endowment funding and allow tax dollars to go back to infrastructure and what you would expect, those priorities to be. I'm not telling you anything you guys don't already know, basically just talking out loud so that folks can hear what some of the thought process has been.
Yeah, and transparencies, I know been talked about a lot this week and last week. We're going to try and have a website up and going that will show where these funds are going to go.
Yeah, that's right. A goal would be to have essentially a tracker, an investment tracker, as to where we've decided to allocate funds for specific needs, so that way the public can see how we're, especially the economic impact money that we're going to be getting up front to help get us up to speed to receive this kind of investment. Actually, I was reading back there, we also just got our aquifer management study. So you guys will get a chance to read through that. And then that's going to also be part of our discussions to help when we digest the housing study and all these things. How do we start prioritizing and organizing where things need to go and how it needs to happen? So I know on behalf of commissioners, I can let Craig say what he would like to say. It's a 10-person leadership team here. And through this whole process, I really appreciate getting to work with you guys more closely and getting to know you all better, because I really think it's helped us to refine, with the help of our council, a better agreement than what we initially started out. And I'll admit there were a few times when we hit some speed bumps. Craig would throw in a last minute idea and it's like, oh, again? But we got a better deal as a result of it. And so sometimes what seems like a little bit of an interruption gave us a chance to further hash out some details and work through the process. So I'm grateful for every one of you guys, and the thoughts that you brought to the table made it possible for us to have those discussions and get through to where we ended up.
Oh, and I want to expand just a little bit on that. Yes, 7 council members were very involved, 3 commissioners very involved. Sarah from the economic development was, but when we had meetings up at Wheatfield with the townships and the town of Wheatfield, the sheriff's department was well represented. There was a collaboration of that, try and bring everybody up to speed, listen to their comments, trying to think of things that we had not thought of. And I know there's been a comment out there from a lot of some different areas that said, yeah, we want a check written to us. As soon as you get the money, we expect to have a check written to us. That's not the way this is going to operate. We're going to be greedy and hang on to it and see how it goes out.
Well, to your point, we're responsible
That's right.
You're responsible to appropriate it, but we're responsible to walk with the communities and the needs. Not necessarily tell them what to do, but we're to walk with them and help direct it. Also, one point of clarification, I'm not sure where this came up, but the discussion was never 9 buildings. It started out at 14 and then it got reduced to 13. So I don't know where that concept came from, but it was never 9 buildings. It was never a different agreement than what we've been talking with. So,
Okay. Craig, you got?
Craig, anything you'd like to?
Yeah, the 9 buildings, I finally figured out what that's from. That was an article in the Times that it possibly could be 9 buildings.
Okay.
And so that's where that got out there because I was puzzled by that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I can reiterate what Reen said, working with everybody on a project this big, I think is all task us to our limits, right? Yeah, trying to wrap our head around it. I know the times I've talked to Jake, I've probably wore his phone out and he's talked to me. We've spent a lot of time over this and we've been both ways, for or against, questioning, concerned, how do we get there? Is this the right thing to do? Is this the right place to do it? Is this the right company to get involved with? He's had many conversations with other people, as I have too, from other counties. And I'm sure everybody has. The likelihood of us ever seeing anything like this again, the impact that this will bring to the county, is probably very, very small. So thank you for hanging in there and doing our jobs that we were elected to do. Even sometimes it gets somewhat overwhelming, but sticking with the course. I don't want to go without, it feels like we're acknowledging everybody and there's 2 departments that have not been spoken about yet. I know everybody up here has had the opportunity, and I'm sure us too. Recently, our county attorney, the assessor's office, has been key in this. Anytime we have a tax question, she is our narrator and our interpreter to that.
Very true.
The experience that Don brings to that office this time of year gets nothing but upset people about their assessment and what their tax bill was, but she's very, very good at her job, and I'm thankful that Jasper County has her. Mary Sherrick, Planning and Development Office, 40 years there. We're going to lose her pretty soon as she's going to retire. The work she's put in on this and the light she's been able to shed from her years of experience on zoning regulation, on subdivisions, as we went through last night, and working with BFNS and with us, and our stupid questions that she's had to clarify us on. It doesn't go unseen by us, but goes unseen by a lot by the public too. So none of this would have been possible. We would this or any of the other decisions we had have been a combined effort from everybody, and many of those people are never seen. So I thank them all for their time and the frustrations they've been through, and the multiple questions that we've all asked at the same time, or the same questions at a different time to get the same answer. So it takes a lot.
2 other points to make. I think Sarah did a nice job of wrangling us and keeping us to somewhat of a schedule to try to work through it. I'd like you to highlight what you and Ryan have really been focused on as far as traffic control and safety and what our priorities are there as far as we know activities are going to be going up.
Yeah, so the traffic study has been completed. And you know, obviously the 2 main corridors to these projects is 49 and 1500 and potentially 300 East and 10 or 110. Those are going to be the entrance points. The projects lay triangulated to those 2 roads. NDOT's been very instrumental in this. Ryan Co., the civil contractor up there doing the work, has been working with the company that did the traffic study and NDOT on trying to come up with a plan. And now that plan is being pushed to BFNS, our oversight, for BFNS to represent us and see how it works for us. There's been a lot of thought process put in that. We are in the throes and should be, Eric, you can probably test this more than I can, but by end of business tomorrow, we should have agreeable road use agreements for both GenCo and AWS in our possession, correct?
Well, I do have a court hearing tomorrow, but we'll get one as fast as possible.
That's a yes. That's what I heard. Yeah. So, and what that does, when we as the commissioners approved what we approved yesterday, the next move was for them to be able to start mass grading. Back to 6 months ago, we had all decided, you know, we have a process in Jasper County. process one step at a time. And part of that process is having that road use agreement in place. That's the contingency that got passed yesterday, was when those road use agreements are in place, then the mass grading can start. So that's the two things that we're holding up, and we're going to see a group of workers go in there then to start. We made the decision 3 weeks ago to allow them to stockpile aggregate on site, as Steve had said earlier. That I think is beneficial because we're getting the truck traffic ahead and out of the way before the worker traffic comes in. The way it would have been is everything would have been at once. So it gives us a little more time to acclimate to the additional traffic. In the road use agreements that we're working on now, I've talked with both AWS in the last 48 hours as well as NIPSCO, and they're both agreeable to funding our off-duty police force as well as out-of-county off-duty police force to cover a 10-hour shift up there 6 days a week for the next 6 months, to get us the opportunity for the sheriff's department to get people hired and through the academy they can take their place. And they're going to fund that outside of any other agreement we've already agreed on. And they'll pay for the car and pay for the guy's time. They also understand that there could be cost to the county with any additions or improvements at 1,500 or 300 on the state roads, and have agreed to accept those costs and cover those, both AWS at 300 and NIPSCO at 1,500. So that won't fall on the county too. So that's all going to be in the road use agreement that Eric is working on right now. So and getting it over to Rick to make sure Rick agrees to it. But I mean, this thing it's taken a long time, and now we're to that point where everybody can taste the white flag to start the race, and so it's kind of tumbling downhill and getting to that point where they can start the construction and make this thing into a reality. So.
One thing I'd like to address a little bit that was, I heard in discussion yesterday, accusation wise, that we've Amazon, NIPSCO, whatever, trickled out data and used it as a process to try and get through on stuff. That is the process. As you go through a zoning changes, anything you have to go to there, coming to the commissioners meeting, coming to the council meeting, you don't lay out everything from start to finish out in one meeting. There's a process to go through, and it looks like it's going to take a while. And we couldn't 6 months ago sit down and say, here's what we're going to do financially here. This is what it is. It's a process that goes, and you can say it was trickled out, but it's the process that goes through anywhere in county government, all over the state of Indiana and all over the country. So
I appreciate being a part of it, guys. I really do. Thank you.
All right. Before we go to turn it to Eric, any council members have any comments?
I do. I just want to say that there's a lot of misinformation that's been out there pertaining to Amazon and AWS. The questions that I had were addressed accurately, directly. There was no surprises. So I think that's unfair to the gentleman we dealt with. They're straight and honest. Now, there's other entities we deal with. Yeah, I've felt over the years they haven't been straight, haven't been honest. And, maybe investment companies buying them up has caused them not to replace engineers who are out there and other areas, and taken cell phones away and done other things. That's their problem. Now, on the other end, what I want to remind people of, several years ago, we had the opportunity, and most folks didn't want it, for wind turbines in the central part of the county. And those folks did not want those. That's fine. There's turbines in the southern end of the county. And so there is financial money there. And I don't know how much that's being distributed elsewhere. So the one thing is, I live in Keener Township. I do not live in Kankakee Township. In Kankakee Township, there's a little burg called Teft. It had a school until 1964. And eventually there's a little post office there, and it's Tri-State Steel. They used to have actually a store there. I don't want us to get too far down the line where all the money's being distributed to everyone else and Teft feels like they're left out. I think that'd be bullshit. I think it'd be unfair. And I think that because everyone wants their handout, and that's why I believe with what Mrs. Hooker had to say is a good idea.
Now, I may not be popular here, but I don't care. There's a direct, these folks live where the solar panels are. These folks live where NIPSCO has been, which quite frankly, they've been sucking down that coal dust for over 50 years. It's bigger, louder, well, when it's actually firing up coal. So I want everyone to think about that when it comes to KK Township and Tuft. They have a tired little burg. It's not even an incorporated town. So if it's streetscapes and things like that, they are kind of struggling. So we have plans for everywhere else. Don't forget about them. If it's trails, streetscapes, whatever that may be. But yes, I live in Keener Township on the other side of the county. Okay. So unfortunately, YouTube and all the other anti-data center folks, they want to put misinformation out there. We call it misinformation. I grew up in a steel mill home. My dad called it people being full of shit. And so I just want to be that direct. I don't think it's fair to what happened to stuff going on around here. So thank you.
Okay. One point to make also is we talk about abatements and abatements are basically a redirecting those tax payments and not forgiving them all the way through. But there's another part of this that we haven't even mentioned tonight. The ground cannot be abated, so they'll still be paying taxes on the property itself as it sits there bare. So there will be tax money coming in and be on the tax rolls on the assessment that assess valuation there that will still go into the county. Any other council members have any comments to make?
Yeah,
Jake?
I've wrestled with this project quite a bit and been against it, been for it. The reason I'm sitting at this table is because there was a disastrous rollout of solar in this county. And there were a lot of promises made that weren't kept. There was really no financial gain. And I want to protect farmland. I'm a farmer. But you have to roll that up and reconcile that with how do you finance this county for the future? How do you not constantly look at a cliff from, oh, NIPSCO is going to shut down the coal plant. We got to replace the AV. How do we not scramble? How do we not? I don't want to become a Crown Point or Joliet or a Whitestown where we feel like we have to line the interstates with warehouses and businesses. I understand this project is going to have impacts on that parcel of land and people that live around it. Luckily, there's not very many people live around it. But this parcel of land sits between 2 to 3 generating plants, solar panels on 2 sides, and a coal ash landfill on the other side. This parcel of land is very isolated and landlocked. And if we can have the opportunity to create a project on that land that generates this kind of revenue, and if we're smart with that investment, we can set this county up for generations where we don't have to accept further projects we don't like. And we can kind of keep our rural feel and still be financially better off for us, for our kids, and the people that we serve. So that's what I got to say about it.
Thank you, Jake. And that pretty well spells out what the last year's came about. A year ago, we kind of all sat down at the same table and didn't know where a lot of us was thinking and where we were going to go. 7 of us has come together with the commissioners and all the other people as a team. They've all been open-minded, thought about it, had a lot of input. And I also want to thank the Amazon and NIPSCO team both. That's been very good to deal with and very forthcoming with information and answered all our questions. So at this time, I'd like to oh, okay. Yep. Tell him we shut off public comments.
Can you all hear me all right?
Yes, we got you now, Ryan.
Hey, sorry about that. I've been spent the last hour and a half in Wheatfield Township at the fire station there. I appreciate you giving me the opportunity to speak with you all. I want to thank each and every one of you and for having the ability to work with you guys throughout this project and throughout seeing what kind of development opportunity this could potentially bring to Jasper County. It's not come with a lot of heartache and heartburn and learning curves for me as being, one of the younger individuals on the Board of Commissioners and kind of at a historic level to see the development that is a part of Jasper County and to have the opportunity to combat, work together, bounce ideas off of, listen to the facts as they've been presented to us from these developers. I just can't say thank you guys enough for helping get to a point that's where it's come to tonight. There's still a long way to go in process, but it's humbling to say the least.
We lose him or he's done?
Done. He's done. It was just 3 minutes, right?
Picking on our commissioner, yeah. Okay, up next, we will be considering resolution number 06-16-2026. A, is that the way we do those, Diana or Eric?
I have no clue.
It's A, B, and C in the order you pass them.
A will be this one. Okay. And that is a resolution approving real property tax abatement with respect to investments made by Amazon Data Services. I'll turn it to Rick and Eric to give us a presentation on that.
Sure. As you know, in order to grant tax abatement in the county, you have to establish what's called an economic revitalization area. And that's a two-step process, which includes a public hearing. And in April, you approved the first step, and then in May, at your meeting, you held the public hearing and confirmed the creation of the economic revitalization area. So what the resolution is before you this evening would be to approve tax abatement specifically to Amazon for a period of 10 years and 100% real property tax abatement. The abatement terms would be subject to the tax abatement agreement that is also approved by the resolution. The tax abatement agreement provides for the minimum payments that we've been talking about, the $515,000 per year per building that would come back to the county. And as has been discussed at length, there's a clause in there that provides that Amazon cannot terminate that agreement during the first 10 years. And it's a 10-year abatement, so that would cover nearly all of the payments under that agreement. Some buildings that are constructed later could be, in theory, exceed that 10-year time. The resolution makes certain findings that are necessary related to the project in terms of its benefit and the reasonableness of the employees and investment that is contemplated. Amazon has submitted a statement of benefits as required by state law that describes the project. They've made commitments within the tax abatement agreement for the investment of $7 billion and the creation of 250 jobs. So those that summarizes the terms of the abatement and is reflected in the associated agreement. The resolution approves both the abatement for 10 years. It reaffirms your creation of the economic revitalization area and then also approves the tax abatement agreement and authorizes the execution of that agreement. I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Any questions, anyone? Okay, would entertain a motion to approve resolution number 06-16-2026A.
I'll make a motion to approve the resolution.
Jason moved.
I'll second.
Paul seconded. Any other discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carried. We'll move on to the next resolution pertaining to the enterprise information. Second here, let me get it up. Okay. Resolution number 06-16-2026B, a resolution approving a form of enterprise information technology exemption agreement with Amazon Data Services.
This resolution approves the exemption for the data center equipment for a 35-year period. The way this exemption was provided by law, it's set up separately from your normal personal property tax abatement. The way the county grants that exemption is simply by entering into an agreement with the taxpayer. So you have before you the exemption agreement that provides for with Amazon, between the county and Amazon, and it has to be entered into by the fiscal body, the council. It, as discussed earlier, it provides for the 35 years, 100% abatement. It has in it a payment coming back to the county of $1.25 million per building per year. And Amazon cannot terminate the agreement in the first 10 years, as was important to the council. I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Any questions for Rick, Eric, either one? At this time, I'd entertain a motion.
Can I just back up for a minute?
Sure.
The real property abatement, is that also 30? That was not 35
No,
years.
10 years.
That's 10 years. That's straight 10 years.
Correct. By state law, you can't go beyond 10
Okay,
years.
got it. Thank you.
Mhm. Yep.
All right. Sorry, I got a little off top.
No, that's fine. That's fine. Okay, any other discussion on it? Would entertain a motion for resolution number 06-16-2026B. A resolution approving a form of enterprise information as technology exception agreement with Amazon Data Services.
I'm going to approve.
Jake moved,
I'll support.
Gary seconded. Any other discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carried. Okay, that should conclude our Amazon portion of the abatement process.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you, Rick. Thank you. And that's, we got a NIPSCO one to do. So, yes, I wanted to compliment and thank Rick and Eric both. It's been great to work beside them and have discussions and get us through this process. So
Same.
thank you very much, Rick. Eric, you got, we're going to be considering a resolution approving real property tax abatement with respect to the investments made by Northern Indiana Public Service Company. Representative from NIPSCO, want to give any comments? Mm-hmm. Thank you for being here. Mm-hmm.
Thank you for having us. One clarification, this is for utility property, not real property. I think the resolution is correct, but I think it was just listed wrong on the agenda.
Oh, on the agenda.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So we've been working with Sarah for over 2.5 years to bring this project to this point. So first off, I want to thank her. She's been a trooper for putting up with us, and also been a great steward for the county, making sure the hard questions got answered and helping to usher this along. I think as far as the EDA goes, I think you guys have been briefed on that, but I'm here representing NIPSCO on behalf of from Duchar McMillan and Associates on behalf of NIPSCO, and Brian Youngfleisch from NIPSCO is also here to answer any questions you may have.
Okay. Yeah, just to back up a little bit, I guess I kind of didn't lead us into, we started this process, like you said, a long time ago. We were in discussion on it and thought we were cranking right along. Legislation kind of got down there and kind of put the brakes on everything a little bit. Then we've kind of regrouped it and come back, and this is on the Peaker project that we're looking at up there, and we're looking forward to proceeding up with this. So any questions for either one of the NIPSCO representatives here this evening? Okay.
So just so in this agreement, you won't be able to go lower than 30%.
Yeah, and
Eric.
Eric may be able to explain
Yeah.
that.
Mhm. Yeah, go ahead, Eric. You want to bring us, present?
So this is it follows the same statute as the real property abatement, but it does not apply directly to real property. It's only for the distributable property relating to this project, this investment, which I believe is 759 million is what where it came out to. What was agreed is that the distributable property, which is all of the power generating and network equipment, that's in Jasper County will be abated from the business personal property tax for 10 years, 100%. And it'll be paid back a total of 18.75 million in equal payments over 10 years. And I believe the first payment actually might even precede by 1 year the first year of the exemption. So rather than you're assessed in 1 year and then you pay the next year, well, actually the county will get the first $1.875 million payment the year before. It would actually, NIPSCO gets the benefit. And so the law has changed back and forth with SB1, and where the state took out the 30% floor for all depreciable property. Well, then they realized they had some unintended consequences, and so they put it back in for power plants, public utilities, but that law can change, it can come and go. And what was negotiated in addition to the 10-year and the 18.75 million abatement is a 30% floor, and the tax laws don't allow stipulations of just actual amounts. That's the assessor's job. That's the valuation. And so, and also it's easier to understand an abatement and a floor if you have some amount of tax being paid as opposed to the assessed value then being abated 100%. But the county wanted to have some economic structure to this and to make sure that that will be at year 10, there's a 30% floor, so to speak. And year 11, it's not going to be zero. And so there is a guarantee. The way it works out is that if they reach a point where they are below 30% in assessed value of this distributable property from this project, they'll still have the 100% abatement, but then they pay the difference in the amount of taxes from the assessed value to the between the 30 and the actual assessed value. They do have the allowance, so this does not waive any right to claim obsolescence, and so that process still allows for a 4% statutory reduction in assessed value that would be calculated after you take into account the 30% value. And so these payments that would come back to the county with this 30% floor guarantee actually are above and beyond the 1.875 million. And so there is a possibility that there would be more money coming back to the county. In addition, about just making this all local property, and it would be on the county tax rolls. And that's just not the way that the statute works. But there's language in the agreement that will require NIPSCO to disclose all of the property in this agreement separately on the, I think it's a UD 45 form. So they'll have a specific one for this, which the assessor has appreciated. What I've discussed with her what her concerns are, and I think that we've got language in the agreement that specifically is helpful for her to identify
from an assessor standpoint, what comes from the state, that she knows what it is that's here in Jasper County is reported separately, and then it can be reviewed. And so what I like about that is that it sets the county up pretty well going forward in year 11, year 12, is that the county knows what the property is, and its assessed value, depreciation factors, and those sorts of things.
Yeah, that's in layman's terms, what basically your 30, the 30% floor is great, but also it's carving it out as a separate entity instead of throwing it with the others, which is typically what's done on all utility wise like that on a UD 45. It will be out separate, so we'll have that. So a very, very strong point in my mind to.
Yeah, so it's carved out from the rest of the Nice Horses plant.
Right.
But there still is.
Say, Steve, that was a concession or a topic that we had brought up, and we really appreciate NIPSCO working with us on that particular topic, and the county really appreciates the improved relationship that we have as a result of this.
The assessor really appreciates it, right? Right, Ring?
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Also, when first discussion on this, they were asking for a 15-year abatement on things. And when we first started talking way back when, and this type of money, and truthfully, it's 10 years is what we can go on it. And they came through with the same amount of money we were talking on the 15. So appreciated that very much. Any questions for Eric or any of on that? 10-year abatement, 18.75 million paid evenly over 10 years.
Yes.
Is there language in here about contesting assessed valuations or not contesting assessed valuations?
If it's addressed with that, it may not be.
Okay.
So since it's covered under the 30, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't recall specifically, but given that it's 100% abatement, I don't believe we would have reason to, at least within the term of the EDA.
You got excuses because we've had some abatements that we've approved and they've came back and appealed every year on things. And we said, well, wait a minute. So every abatement we've written up until this one, probably, we've had a clause in there that if we're going to abate you so much, you're not going to come in and tell us it's not worth that much. So that's where that's coming from. So any other questions or discussion? We're ready for this. Consider the resolution. Okay. Would ask for a motion for resolution number O-6-16-26C. A resolution approving new manufacturing utility distributable property tax abatement with respect to investment made by Northern Indiana Public Service Company, LLC. Entertain a motion.
Make a motion to support.
Okay. Gary moved. Have a second.
I'll second it.
Scott seconded. Any other discussion? If not, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carried. Thank you very much.
Just make sure they mail a check to the right place this time.
It's all agency.
Just making sure.
Yeah. I'll shoot set all.
Make sure we get the check right place.
Okay. These around. Next up, we'll go on to our additional appropriations. Lit County Chair Economic Development. Sarah's up.
Is it just ironic, Sarah, that you had all these people come up here and say these really nice things about you, and now you're coming up here? And what are you asking for, Sarah?
I'm asking, I don't know. I haven't been doing much, in the last 2 years. No, I'm asking for an additional appropriation. Jasper County Economic Development, the role that we have played in Jasper County as far as to coordinate projects, sites, work with different developers and the county commissioners and council has grown exponentially. I tell people that we are not the entity that signs on the dotted line. That is absolutely correct. The authority is within the county and within the municipalities that we work with. We are more of a navigator as far as to say, where would you like to go? These are the options to get there. And so we've worked through a lot of options to get to where we are today. So with that has come a lot of extra work that we have not been able to do the regular work of just working with property owners to develop sites for the regular development as far as retail, regular manufacturing, all that type of thing. I would also encourage the county as these projects come online and these funds come in. I think that everyone has been very forward thinking. I very much appreciate that. But plans, lots of plans, comprehensive plan, site development plans, ramping up so that you guys can work within and draw the projects that you want to use this funding to navigate to the things that you want to do and how you want to do that. Very exciting to be able to work with the communities on this and to work with you all. I think that there's a lot ahead. That's very exciting, but it's also going to mean additional work because some of our communities are not there yet and are going to need some support to get there.
And you've all got a letter in front of you that Sarah submitted to us, and she's going to be on the agenda here a little later, covering our abatements that were
just a regular one.
Another job that she's got to take care of. Our existing abatements has got to be looked at every year.
Mm-hmm.
So you will have to come back next year and get reapproved on this one. So on all those. So
Mm-hmm.
Any questions for Sarah? We've last year we did cut her budget a little bit on it, and then we threw a whole bunch of stuff at her. It's to get through the last 6 months of the year. I think it's a good gesture, and we'll be looking at things again as we go to budget time to get to 27 all the way through. So, any questions or discussion on this?
I just, it's a lot of money, but I feel that we have a lot of projects with the water going in there, and we have our weekly Zoom meetings, and it's consumed a lot of their time where we haven't been able maybe to put, her office hasn't been able to put the effort into maybe the smaller businesses and the things they need. And I think with this money, she can hire maybe that staff to put it in place, but yet help, because these Wheatfield meetings we've had, and we've had these meetings with negotiations, was all coordinated through her. And without that, we wouldn't have been where we're at today. But I think we got to give that office somehow so that we can help out small businesses or other opportunities coming to the door, because they haven't even been able to do that. And for the next 4 years, you're still going to be busy because you're the liaison person between NIPSCO data and the county. And numerous times we call, our commissioners probably call, and she's the one that has to be the go-between. And so I think if we can give her that staff to help the other people in our county, we've been very beneficial in bringing these projects to our county. I would make a recommendation to give the 100,000 and let them develop that organization there. We're under what all the other counties in surrounding are paying per population. I think that they're pretty frugal with their money, what they spend. I'd like to see what the opportunities are that they can do with that money.
Okay. We have a motion on the table. Is there a second?
I'll second the motion.
Okay, Paul seconded. Okay, any discussion on it?
Yeah, I mean, I just like to, and I appreciate, I know there's been a lot of work going into this, but, small business is the driver of this county, whether it be farms, whether it be landscape companies, all these small businesses, they're 80% of the American economy. So I'd kind of like to see some benchmarks tied to this, at least. Again, thank you for all the work you've done. But this is a lot of money. I'd like to see something tied to it to, show, okay, what exactly is this going to go for? If it's hiring different staff, additional staffing, what's that staffing going to do? Kind of a, and I'm sure you've got it, Sarah, but some kind of a plan going forward of, how are we going to help small businesses in the county?
Yeah, the challenge that we have is our budget is supplemented by businesses in the county already. We receive $50,000 from businesses in the county. And really the work that we do, the money that we receive from the county is, if you were to staff a county department, they would go above and beyond, because we have to pay for staff, we have to pay for mileage, the office building, the equipment, all of that. So the small businesses are something that we definitely want to address. And that's why the Welcome Center and what the community engagement that we already have establishes that. the course that I see going forward is in these projects and as they come online and as we're working more and more with the communities like Wheatfield, for example, I have a lot of respect for the Chamber of Commerce and the people within the town because they have a lot of aspirations to do things, but they just don't know how to get there. And so this is why these projects are very exciting to me and having the potential to ramp up the services that we're able to provide as far as small business workshops, business development, because that all takes time and staffing to be able to do. I would also encourage the county, the city of Rensselaer did a facade improvement program that we worked with them to facilitate and set up. And that has been transformational for downtown as far as the investment that goes in there, because you're basically just reinvesting in the community. So there are several different options that could go forward, but we can't do that without people to do the work, because the work that we have been able to do as far as community engagement has really been supplemented by tourism and by small businesses that already contribute to our base. So we've been a very diverse, this is our 40th year. I feel good about the diversity of our different streams of income and where we can take that in the future, and looking at how we can continue to invest in the community. We own our own building. We've transformed that. But it takes multiple avenues to get there. And that's what I think creates a strong community, is all those small businesses and those people working together and those community entities, because what is learned something in Demont can be in Remington or in Rensselaer, as far as how did they start up? How did they get their system going? What was the foot traffic count? Did they do some type of third Thursday event to turn things over? All those business retention and expansion activities are essential. We look forward to doing that work.
So this is primarily for staffing then?
Yes.
We're going to change your batteries out.
Okay.
Quick.
Great. I'm a little in now.
Yeah. They couldn't take yesterday and tonight. It was up there. So.
Yeah. Yeah. If you consider like the work that we do is service. And a lot of that is like, okay, is there a grant for this? Is it coordinating with workforce development? Who else has done this? A lot of the work that was involved for the projects that were just in front of you were, who else has done this? Okay, let's go to St. Joseph County. Let's call them. Let's call New Carlisle. Let's find out what's happening in these other entities. Let's call Loudoun County. Let's talk to Mary in the planning department. Let's talk to Dawn. Let's make sure Dawn saw this agreement and that the logistics of it work. How are you going to figure out the transparency of this? What page on the website is all this information going to live on? Is it going to be a monthly report? Who's going to update that monthly report of where the money is going? Have you talked to Baker Tilly about a financial plan? Who's going to figure that out? Who called about the water study? Is the water study done? Yes, it is. What about the housing strategy? Did you talk to Demont? Is Demont represented on the housing strategy? Is somebody on the planning council there? Those are the questions. And I coordinate and my staff coordinate all of that to make sure that the community is involved at multiple levels, not just county officials, not just, the rotaries, but also the main streets, the small business owners who might not know about it, going door to door, telling people about things, making sure that they know about a grant, a workshop, an opportunity. And that takes a lot of time.
So Sarah, do you have like a small business specialist in the office?
I might.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's what he's saying is like,
Yes.
let's not forget about you have
Yeah.
been really focused on the big projects, but
Yes. And that's why
this money can go towards
this money can go
that.
towards expanding that. Yes. Expanding that and expanding what we do there. And that's why our organization, I feel that we are able to be very effective because we have that outreach into multiple levels and layers of the community. And so we kind of understand what the needs are and how to reach people at different levels. Because not everybody not everybody knows that they can get a grant. And then that's why working with the community foundation is essential. Or not everybody knows as far as like the Trails Club that, hey, this has been done before, call this other entity. That's really helpful. And it gets people I love and the people in my office love to work with the people and entities that want to get something done, that are willing to do the work, but are just not sure how to get there. That's why we're navigators. If you want to do the work, if you want to put the gas in the tank, we can get you there. But I'll take that any day and every day.
So would now be an appropriate time, the administrative fee that we, in the contract, the 100,000, right? That's coming to your office, correct? Is that right? And what we just signed.
Right.
Yes.
That will, once the projects are on.
Yeah,
there.
I mean, it's down the road, but at that point we can roll some of our support back out of it, or you?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
there's multiple ways to skin a cat. Yes. Yeah. And that's the ongoing conversation that you as county officials are going to have, whether it's me or any other entity, is how you utilize these funds to steer what you want. And that might be towards enlisting the help of economic development. That might be a consultant. That might be Baker Tilly. That might be, all sorts of different options.
Sir, I agree with Jason's comments and Gary about small business support, but also, we have this money that's going to be going to these schools from Amazon for workforce development. And I'm hoping that you guys can help coordinate that.
Yeah.
Get that off.
Yes.
To the right foot too.
You want to hear my big, great idea that I really want to do, but
Sure.
I don't have the funding for it yet. I really want to do it. We've done, and they've been well received, but they haven't really hit the right notes. We have done job fairs in the past with the schools and the employers, and the schools are grateful. The kids come, the employers are great. But it's not really checking a lot of boxes. Like a lot of those kids, the employers are using it as a public outreach, good feel thing, which I appreciate. I would like to do a youth expo. It's a 2 to 3 day conference where kids, because I'm on some scholarship committees, and so the kids that I see are the top kids. They are the best of the best. They have no idea how to talk about themselves. They have no interview skills most of the time. So if that's the top of the top, what's the middle of the line look like? What are the kids that are, just doing their best, but not even in the middle? Like those kids, we're really good at working with the very top and the very bottom, but not in the middle. So a youth expo would address it would be like a conference that you go to. You would go to seminars where you would learn about people that have graduated from our area high schools and have gone on to do really interesting things. You would get your interview skills. You would have like a whole conference area where you would go and see different employers and what they do. They would explain it. You would get to interact and network with kids from other schools based on your interests, based on your skill set, all those things. It would just check a lot more boxes and provide a lot more services than just a simple job fair, to really gear kids up for the future.
Man, you just sold me with that one.
Great. Youth Expo.
You gonna bring Rich today?
That would be great. Yeah, but there's a lot. There's a lot of exciting things. And yeah.
Sarah, I wanted to thank you just because of the magnitude of what this has become and what you've had to undertake. Because there's some of us who remember years ago, the only abatements that were coming before us were people are already breaking ground. And we kind of dealt with that. And obviously, it's a little bit different what you're dealing with. So thank you.
Yeah, no, thank you. It's my goal to get everyone more prepared for the things. And that's why I'm going to just keep harping on plans. Let's have some plans. And so I look forward to also providing those to you for, next year, 2027, to not just for the county, but for J.C.T. Like, this is what we're working on, because hopefully I'll have some breathing room. And
Oh, no, we're going right in the next one. Yeah.
but I can hope, right?
Yeah. Any other discussion?
That's some of the longest discussion we've had.
Oh, boy. Yeah. So, motion's on the floor to approve the $100,000 out of lit county share of the economic development. No more discussion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carried.
Thank you.
Thank you.
About a unicorn factory.
Oh, what?
No,
It's an inside joke.
no.
It's okay.
All right, up next, under capital projects, opioid unrestricted funds, sheriff talked about this earlier. And Craig came up also and spoke to it, but we'll have to deal with our polls later, at a later meeting. But we got $39,455 for the cameras for the put around the courthouse and within the courthouse to help with security.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Okay, Jason moved. Is there a second? Scott seconded. Any other discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carried. That made up some of the time there. We had it, yeah, so. Okay, up next, Jasper County Historical Society Fairgrounds Historical Village Preservation Report.
Oh, you have all been doing some very heavy lifting tonight. This is not. So the Historic Society had a preservation engineer look at the historic village at the fairgrounds. And I had emailed this document to you. I'm just going to go over a couple things on the last page, skipping to the last. The Historic Society in the past has been able to just fundraise and get little things done to keep those buildings going out there. But since they are the county's buildings, we are asking that there's be some additional funding from the county for the larger projects. On the last page, number 1, 2, and 6 are all regarding the schoolhouse out there. There needs to be some additional investigation as to what's going on with the rafters under the roof. If you look down the sides of the building, you can see the building's actually kind of buckling. And what the engineer thinks is happening, we couldn't get up there that day, but he thinks the joists might be pulling apart a little bit and all of the weight is being held by the outside walls of the building. So that some stabilization work will probably need to be done there. The cupola that's on the front isn't letting the water out of it, so it's causing some mildew on the inside of the ceiling. And then the shutters and windowsills need replacing. So the other thing that's on there is the wood shakes on the log house, on the roof and on the gables need replacing. And you can see daylight through that roof on the log cabin. So tonight, I'm just here to review some of these things that need to be upgraded. The commissioners have asked the Historic Society if we would be the ones to look into getting the appropriate contractors for historic preservation, and perhaps the county can kind of hire our organization as being the general contractor kind of concept of getting all these repairs done and things like that. We've also, I have a meeting Thursday with Indiana Landmarks out of Valparaiso, and they are willing to help us navigate this project as well. So when we request our funds for 27, we will do it in 2 separate documents. One will be our general request as we've done in the past, and another one will be to help you guys navigate if you want to come up with funds in 27 to do some of this work, doing it all at once, doing it over the next few years. We're willing to help you navigate that. So for tonight,
So questions for Stephanie? Questions for Stephanie?
Stephanie, any idea of like a high level cost?
we have no idea.
No
We
idea.
haven't talked to any contractors yet.
I mean, is this like specially historical preservation type
Yes.
work? So it's
Yes,
not just
because
called
it's
carpentry company,
right.
construction company.
I called bone dry.
And I'll let
And-
you work on it, Jason.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, and got an estimate and they wanted to do like a legit residential current passing codes roof and stuff, and that's not what we're doing. So Indiana Landmarks is helping us find vendors that do that specific kind of work.
So it's
And-
gonna be like specific.
Yeah, and then
Companies.
the rafters are 1800s timbers. So that's just gonna need some maybe even structural engineer kind of just tell us what's going on there.
Right.
And then get someone to fix it. So
Thank you.
we'll navigate that. And the rest of the things on the list, we're confident we can get done with some fundraising and volunteers.
Yeah. Yes.
Any other questions for me?
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Up next on the agenda is Dottie Ward, feral cats.
Hey. Do I have to give my name and address?
No, fine.
Jasper County Animal Shelter needs help controlling feral cats in the county. And cats roam miles and miles. And they work with the rescue Pounds to Pillows. And I was wondering if you could donate $10,000 to this rescue for
Dottie, what's your position with the shelter? What's your position with the shelter?
I'm trying to get funding to control county cats.
Oh, you don't have an official position with the shelter?
No.
No. Just asking.
Okay, it's just that cats can roam into town. So anyway, I'm requesting $10,000 to be donated to the Pounds and Pillows Rescue for trap and release. Kendra said that they really don't have the time to do it. And then I'm also requesting $1,000 for free spade and neuter certificates, because if you control the population, they're not going to be, it seems like they multiply like rabbits. And then I've attached the ordinance for Jasper County and the ordinance for the city of Rensselaer for running at large prohibited. So I just want you to take in consideration.
I think that's something I would feel more comfortable coming from our animal control, because that is their role. I do know some spade and neutering used to happen years ago there. I don't know exactly what happens now. That's on me because I haven't been in there in a while. We do have 2 cats from our animal shelter. But I think really that should go through our governmental assigned entity
Okay,
for that.
so have Kendra come here and ask for money for this house.
You would go to the Animal Control Board, give a presentation,
Okay, and then have them,
whatever they want, if they want to,
Whatever they would decide, right? Because they're the ones that have to implement it.
yeah.
okay.
So that is the problem in the city or in the county.
Yeah, but the city said I should come here, so I went to commissioners and they turned me down, so I have to go through the procedure to be turned down.
But if it's a city thing, that would be a city thing.
But that's
My
what I'm asking. I
the
don't,
point is that feral cats can go 15 miles radius, so they're coming in from the county.
We don't know that. We don't know where these cats are coming from, but the problem in the city should be the one addressing.
I understand that. The problem is Jasper County has a problem. Kendra has a problem. And Rain can attest to this.
Well, I think we did recommend that you go to the animal control board, get a recommendation to bring back to the commissioners.
Right.
And then to you, but yes, there are feral cats which are wild, which technically animal control is not allowed to deal with as a wild animal. Then you have cats at large or farm cats, which kind of do roam and are around. And then you have, pets, which need to be monitored and taken care of. But I do appreciate her concern about it. I do know that, is it Lita?
Yeah.
Has a non-for-profit that catches and catches spay neuters and releases feral cats or at least cats back out. But The problem, I know what Donnie's asking for. The problem is getting people to cooperate to even do it. That's part of the issue.
But we can't give money to individuals to do stuff. They have to run through an organization, correct?
So
Did you get any headway at the city when you went there the other night? With their ordinance?
they refer me to you or to the Jasper County. So I need to be turned down there to go back there.
I guess ultimately what we're gonna have to have is some sort of enforcement agreement with the city if they're going to allow county animal control to operate within the city under the guidance, police, to make sure that we're not overstepping our bounds.
Well, they do operate within the city now a lot of times.
Okay,
They're working with me right now, going to this lady's house.
okay.
And my ADT is
Half
picking
their
up
calls
these
are better
cats
in
that
the
are
city.
coming across my
Half of their
property.
calls for better are in the city.
So, but you said that Kendra had 30 cats at a residence.
She had, yeah.
Was that
Yeah.
in town or was
I'm not sure where that, I think it was out. I don't think.
So that's-
Commissioner does, and City Council Center does.
we need to control all of Jasper County to give it control.
The problem is we have a county of 531 square miles, so we got a lot of ground.
Well, this should be one.
Well,
Is that a
all I can
possibility?
tell you, Donnie, that animal control has been a topic of ours for many years.
Many years.
Okay.
Mhm. I've made the headlines in the papers with animal control, yes.
Fantastic job.
Mhm.
So,
They are.
maybe there's a plan to come up with. I'm not saying we're not willing to have a conversation. I guess we have to figure out what's effective.
Mhm.
To figure out a way to address.
Well, when I catch a feral cat, what am I supposed to do with it? Bring it to your house?
I guess you would call Kendra to see if there is an option of something.
She said she wouldn't come get it.
Got shotgun in the back seat.
So
Do they still have animal control in Newton County?
All right, Dottie. Thank you, Dottie. Thank you, Dottie.
Thank you. Mhm. Okay, Sarah's back up with Jasper County Economic Development. We're going to review 5 abatements that are currently in place, I believe.
Yes, that's correct. So each year companies have tax abatements and are required to submit annual compliance documentation. That goes through for personal property, the assessor, and then for real property, the auditor is also part of that process. It's just to demonstrate, and then we are part of it because we received the compliance form, which basically states, as far as for real property, this is just an example, they're going to make a $10 million investment because it's based on their, what they think will happen. And then the compliance form is basically, this is what happened. So we review all that. We put it all together in a report, which I'll hand to you. Everybody on it so you can see. And then I also highlighted because some of these have a lot of value, but not necessarily a lot of jobs, but it's the economic impact of those, mostly Dunsbridge and EDP, where the county is receiving an economic development payment. So that is the payment over the life of the abatement that you'll see there. So I didn't map it out as far as how much you'll get each year from those. But they have all turned in their compliance forms.
I was going to ask you.
Yes. And so basically then I work mostly more with Dawn because there's more documentation for personal property that she has to turn over to a vendor. So this is just another step in the process, basically. And then we work together to make sure that the company understands that they've turned it all in, it all complies and lines up. So this is just an accountability mechanism and it's built into Indiana's abatement process. It compares the actual results against the commitments originally outlined in the statement of benefits. That's really what is under your authority as far as county council and your taxing jurisdiction. Okay.
FBI, we've talked, is that just outside of Remington?
Yes, correct. So. Yes, they're not within their taxing district. So you have FBI buildings, properties, which is Belstra's, that warehouse that they have on State Road 10. And then you have one for Dunsbridge that is Dunsbridge 2. And then EDP Carpenter Creek Wind.
Do we vote on individually?
I think it's cleaner to vote on them individually. And then I just need to have, if you should take our recommendation to approve, then I'll have Steve sign and Diana attest and a copy for her and then a copy for me, and we should be good. If you should decide ever in the future that you do not want to approve, then you have to set a hearing time for the company to come and it be reviewed. That is if they are not in compliance.
Okay. FBI buildings, want to consider, any questions on that one? Want to entertain a motion to approve, continuing?
I'll make a motion to approve continuing.
Okay. Jason, Scott, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Okay, that's covered. Dunn's Bridge 1.
Warrior
Whoops, I'm
Properties.
sorry, skipped over Warrior Properties. 6-year, 790,000. That was a small one. We just did, same year we did FBI.
I'll make the motion.
Okay, Paul moved.
I'll support it.
Jake seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Okay, now NIPSCO Dunn's Bridge 1, 6 years, 100. Okay, capital.
It's about to
investment.
expire, right?
Is it about to expire? It's based on,
2019.
well, that was when you signed it, but it's
Okay.
based on when it comes online,
Okay.
which I'd have to go back through and find that date.
Yeah, because it
Motion
just,
to approve.
okay,
Make a motion to approve.
Gary made the motion to approve. Second. I have a second.
I'll second.
Paul. Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Let's see, we're Dunn's Bridge 2 now. To 10-year.
Are they up to date on their payments?
What's that?
Are they up to date on their payments to the county?
Yes,
They
yes, they are up to date. Mhm. Yep. We've gotten that process streamlined a little bit and getting it in.
No more checks in Indianapolis?
No, trying not to. And entertain a motion to continue. Okay, Scott moved. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Okay, Jason seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carried. EDP, the Carpenter Creek Wind, 10 years, $6.6 million economic development agreement.
Have they started making payments on that?
Yes, we've received
We're all
payment,
good.
our first payment there, I'm sure. So,
I believe the first one was in June, wasn't it, of this year?
yeah, it just come in in May,
Yes,
I think it was.
They're very good about their paperwork.
Yes. Would entertain a motion on EDP?
I'll move to approve.
Jake did? Okay, second. Scott, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Okay, all 5 of them are approved.
Great.
Jay.
Jake,
I think I'll find you after to sign.
that'd be fine. Okay. Any other business from the council members? There's nobody, is there anybody on Zoom that's requested to comment? Okay.
Make a motion to adjourn.
So we got, we have anybody in here want public comment?
Oh, comments? Okay, going. Okay, Scott moved to adjourn. Do I have a second?
Second.
Jason did. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion is carried. We are adjourned. Oh, thank you, Diane, but the pins and the cards, we do appreciate.